Nigerian youths in politics. Where is Nigeria? What states would you say things are?
Thank you for asking that question and bringing this, interesting topic on board this morning. Let me tell you the truth, and there's something missing here, which is the currency of trust.
Currency of trust.
Yeah,
it's missing.
Yeah, in this part of the world, and that is why a lot of Nigerian youths are, have lost interest in politics, and it's popularly called the Amala politics. Some people call it Amala politics, politics of we, people who have that money to spend on the electorate. The electorate don't vote based on reasons here; they vote based on emotions. So, and because there is that notion that if you don't spend money, if you don't give them money, if you don't give them what they want to eat at that moment, there is nothing you can do. So there is that notion already that is being carried around by Nigerian youth. It's one of the main things that discouraging the youth from going into politics. Look at their businesses, struggling, and they feel like, why would I spend the whole of my fortune on because I want to go into politics, and after all, I don't get what I want. And because somebody who has that money give people the electorate who vote based on emotion, not on reasons, we get the success from that election. So
but before you get involved in politics, you must get involved in the way you are being governed.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if Nigerian youths are only interested in occupying political positions, they may not be different, right, from their fathers, whose intent they are trying, to query. But would you say the Nigerian youths are interested in governance, the way they are being governed? Do they really care? Ironically, they will hit the streets to protest. And even that protest, some persons will say that, talk to civil society organizations, they will tell you that they are not even where to be found. So what exactly is the issue? Are Nigerian youths interested in the way they are being governed? Before, when we even talk of them being interested in politics.
Okay. Whether they are interested in being governed and the way they are being
They are being governed.
To be honest, there is nobody, even adults, every class of society is not impressed by the way we are being governed at the moment. And Nigerian youths are not exceptions. So they are not happy about the way things are going. And I must say that they are also part of the reason. Let me say we are. I'm going to count myself as part of the youth population. So I think we are not serious yet. I mean the youth, because we are not happy about the way we are being governed, and we are also not serious about changing the status quo.
Okay, you are not happy about the way you are being governed.
Yeah.
And yet you are not ready to change the
We
status.
are not ready. We only complain. We think we only win election on social media. That's one of the problems. Nigerian you think we only win election on social media. They don't know that you need to get involved at the grassroots. You need to talk about what you want to do. You need to put it into action. You can't just go on Twitter or X, on Facebook, and start condemning your leaders and think you are going to change anything. You can't even count 10 people in your community that you can influence and take to the polling unit and tell them, this is the person I want you to vote for because he is going to make this impact. On the day of election, you see them, they will just be tweeting, they will be making noise, and they won't go out. Even before election, we are just fond of complaining. Let me tell you that.
Okay, demographically,
Yep.
the youths, have the highest population, right, in Nigeria. The youths would account for the highest number of residents or citizens in Nigeria, however you want to put it. But when you look at it, when it comes to voting, I tell you that the elderly, right, look more patriotic than the youth. 92 million, over 92 million people registered to be part of the 2023 election. And some political pundits capitalized on that, saying that, oh, it's going to be massive in 2023. But that didn't happen. Just a little bit over 25 million people participated in that election at the end of the day. What do you think is driving these ones away from how they're being governed and even politics itself?
Okay, you mean like what is driving
away from it?
Okay,
you said they want to be on the social media.
Yep.
Not even on the social media.
It's still voter apathy. That's what I'm going to call it. Because when you don't deliver on your promises, I mean your representatives, your leaders don't deliver. It's a gradual thing. It happens on and on. You don't just lose trust for people overnight. It happens over time. Gradually they look.
So if a councillor is not performing,
you say what?
If a councillor is not performing, non-performance, shouldn't that be one of the reasons why such a person should be shown the exit door?
You see,
okay.
Now look, let's talk about recall process of electoral. I don't know, in the last maybe 10 years, I'm not aware about any of our political representative that has been called back home because of non-performance. We do not exploit. We complain, this person is not delivering on his promises. Okay, talking about it, we know what to do to take that person out and bring who we think can perform, and take that person in. We know what to do, but there is loss of interest, natural loss of interest. People, to talk to people. I talked to a friend like, do you have a voter? They said no, until we start electronic voting. Before I start voting in this country, a very close friend is in Lagos. On day of election, 2023, I called him. Where are you? What's going on? Are you voting? He said, no, I'm sorry, not in this country. Because I don't believe in what you're doing. I don't believe that my vote is on the count.
Not participating, is it hurting them? The youth?
Like, is it hurting the youth?
Yes.
No, because,
is it affecting them?
Because they don't participate, right? It's affecting them, and that's why we are here. It's affecting them because it is when you don't go out to vote, then you allow the wrong people to get into that.
Do they know that it affects them?
They do not know. That's one of the issues. Yeah, that's one of the issues that, like a body like a National Orientation Agency, I expect them to start coming up now. Maybe some NGOs who are into sensitization. An NGO is also about information, about reorientation. It is a missing part of the world. That's why we are here. People are only focused on go and vote. What about changing the psyche of the people who are not voting? What are we doing about it? Nobody's doing anything.
Changing the psyche of those that are not voting to reduce apathy.
Yeah, so that is the way to go. There is no magic about it. If you are not aggressive, if you are not intentional about changing the orientation of people who are not telling them the implications, telling them if you don't do it, then you allow the wrong people to fill in that post. And that's why your representative will not come back to your constituency after he has won your election. And in 8 years, it's not going to come. He won't come back. So it's a project that we need to carry on. We need to take religiously. Serious, massive orientation.
Who will do it?
Who will do it? Yeah, National Orientation Agency is there. There are NGOs who are come on board. As I'm speaking, I'm sure there could be a couple of NGOs who are into that. These are things we need to start looking at. Not just you guys are not voting, you are not voting. They need to say reasons why. Just like somebody say reason why he has to eat every day, 3 square meal every day. We also need to say reasons why we have to vote. There has to be an intervention. It's an aggressive one.
But have you heard the excuse of some Nigerian youths who have ventured into politics and ran out because This will tell you that it is capital intensive. Where would I get that money? Okay, so what advice? What do you think such a youth or youths like that can do?
Okay, you mean what it can do, as in how not to lose or to not to waste money or something? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay, if you do not understand politics, you are not going to win anything. Yeah.
You must understand.
You must understand how to play politics.
And now that the ones that should understand it, right, are not out. They are not ready to understand it. The youths that are hot to understand. Now that they are not interested. You see, we are focusing on politics alone. But I've observed that it's not only in politics, right? Even in landlord association, the ones that will gather are elderly people. The young ones that are landlords.
They won't attend meetings.
Have you observed it?
It's everywhere.
You go to churches.
Yep.
The ones that have been sitting for meetings since 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, they are still the same people, right? Even in churches, you see these elderly people. They dominated in the 80s, 80s, 70s. Not because they wouldn't call the youth, but they're not interested. I hope this observation is right. So, it appears to be a major challenge in all strata of Nigerian life. But why is that the case? Okay. So, what then is the definition of irresponsibility?
Okay. Let me tell you this. One of the reasons why we're having this situation where,
because if we're talking about politics, it will look as if we are saying that
at the grassroots,
everywhere that leadership is needed,
let me tell you the main reason why. You see, why the young people, most young people, you don't see them attend landlord association meeting or coming out for community development projects, is because I will trace it more to the elderly ones.
Oh, you blame the elderly ones?
I blame them, yeah. Because if you don't give an enabling environment, if you don't encourage your child to start participating in even the family politics, there is no how you may want to get
start from the family.
Yeah, it starts to start from the family. I mean, myself, I read that book, The Jewish Phenomenon. I still have it. That book is going to tell you how to train your child to get involved. So when we have a family meeting, I tell even my 5-year-old boy, even if he has nothing to say, what do you have to say, bro? Say something.
Get involved.
The other elderly ones, we start laughing like, what does he have to say? So the other ones, we say things that are reasonable. Some will say things that just tell me anything, even if it's unreasonable. I'm going to correct you. Next time is how you present this. So this is how we build our leadership qualities from the family. Let people hold family meetings. Let the younger ones talk. Even the baby, give him. What do you have to say? We are going to laugh over it. We laugh over it. So that is how you encourage courage, boldness, interest from the youth. Somebody who has been vocal from the family, say, Daddy, no, we are not supposed to put that in there. This is how we're supposed to. No, Daddy, that is seeking, mom is seeking the children's opinion. The parents seeking, the children's opinion. Let them start talking. Don't,
But that contradicts the African value.
It's an issue in Africa. Because when a child is trying to speak up, the parents will like, come on, keep short. What do you have to say? Keep quiet. I didn't ask you to say anything. You're killing the leadership, the reasoning capacity of that child.
That's what happens.
It is happening from there. It's not accident. It doesn't happen by accident. Even in the schools, public schools, you see, they've kind of cured the creative skills of these kids. You see a child that wants to talk about something subject, wants to express. Allow that guy to talk. Allow that girl to talk. Let him say something, correct him. So
I'm sure that in the Western region, for instance, you get to hear that when another person is talking, you keep quiet.
Yeah, you keep. There's time taken. There's time taken, but that doesn't stop you from getting the opinion of that youth, of that child. Let him also talk.
Okay, so are you saying it is wrong while growing up, once a visitor comes into our house, naturally, you vamoose. You are not to be seen.
Yeah.
Are you saying that is wrong in this age?
It is. I think it is wrong. You know, this is how we train. When a visitor comes, everybody runs inside the room
Without being told.
Without being told. Now it's a natural,
Just
natural quality. So please, I think these things have to stop. Like I'm not
these
okay.
things.
No. When the visitor comes, I'm not saying that the child now starts interjecting, starts saying unnecessary things. So sometimes let your children be.
So how do we then strike a balance between African beliefs and culture and acquiring leadership skills?
Okay, this is how to do it. It is. I said it before. It is going to be like a deliberate intervention. A government cannot do this. It is only a non-governmental organizations that can do this. People are missing it a lot. And if you run an NGO, there is a lot of things that you can impact in the lives of the people. It is a missing link. It is a gap between two people that we need organizations to fill. An NGO can be set up to say, let that child speak up, or something like that. It can go to different households. It can get down to grassroots. Please let people talk. Let family politics. Let's encourage it. Let's encourage our children to follow us to. I take my children to landlord association meeting. They tell why did I know? You have to come and observe. Yeah,
you do that.
Yeah, I do that. Let him come. He has to come. They have to come and observe. The eldest one will sit down and be looking at how we are, organized. Even they start learning on and on, and it's going to carry, pass that thing on to the next generation. I think we need to take, borrow some, ideas from the, from the Jewish, culture, especially that book. I read it and it changed my orientation. I saw a lot of things that my parents did that, it didn't encourage me. I thought that it almost killed my creative, skills. So until I had to do a lot of, rebates and have, different perspective about life. That's the way it starts from. So the youth that you see that are not getting involved, most of the problems start from their parents. They never even communicated. They don't even give a room to communicate with parents. They don't talk to the kids. They don't talk about the guy. What's going on? What are you voting for? Let's talk about it. Just like we're having.
You should have such a discussion.
You can have a discussion. Maybe after our breakfast. Yeah, hey, Shem, what are you voting for next weekend? You're going to tell, look, I want to vote for this party or this personality. Then why are you voting for him? I'm not voting for that person. Let's make it like a real life discussion. Let's make it interesting. You got to spark that interest from the family, and we take that to the polling unit and you see what's going to happen. Yeah.
Olusegun Elijah says, good morning, Anu. In fact, you have made my day for bringing this young lad from my community on the hot seat to discuss this issue of not too young to rule. Anu is a right peg in a right hole for this topic. God bless you. Amen. Okay. Olaleke Ulutoyi says, good morning, sir. Thank you. Harineaya, thank you so much. You see, because we must begin to have certain conversation.
Yeah.
And the level of apathy, though some persons believe that election is actually not what Nigeria needs. Now, let me open the phone lines so that you can be part of the program. 0916 1047 0902-2809-2 and 57. Why are youths not participating? Why are they not bothered about governance and politics? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
My Ibere from Bodija.
Mr. Ibere from Bodija, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate all the. But I want to tell